Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Welcome to another card making day here in Simcoe, Ontario. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and if you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So welcome everybody. The card we're going to make today is a sympathy card. There's never a good time to make a sympathy card, but I find I make nicer sympathy cards when I don't need them, because I have time to think about them. This is it. It's quick, it's simple, it's sort of monochromatic. You know, it's just blue and white or green and white, lilac and white, whatever colors you use. This one here was made with Balmy Blue and Pretty Peacock. The Pretty Peacock is a returning color. It's being brought back into the color family in the new catalog. So let's get started. Let's get started. We are going to use today some Highland Heather and some shimmery white cardstock. Now I'm not sure if the shimmery white is still in the catalogue. I'd have to have another look, but it's readily available, you know, if you need it. Highland Heather, the basic card is 8.5 by 5.5 basic white, scored at 4 1/4. The Highland Heather is 5 1/4 by 4, and the shimmery white is 5 by 3 3/4. We're going to use one stamp from 3 different stamp sets. We're going to use the Quiet Meadow for the lovely flower there. We're going to use this swash, I'm calling it a swash, from Season of Chic. I never really know what to do with those parts in stamp sets, you know, but had a little think and I've come up with something. And we're going to use the Heartfelt Sympathy from the Seaside Bay stamp set. So we've got 3 stamp sets. They're all carrying over into the new annual catalogue. So let's first of all take this piece of shimmery white, and we're going to take Highland Heather. The 2 colours we're going to use for this are Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. Gorgeous Grape's just really a darker shade of the Highland Heather. So let's open that up. Excuse me. And we've got the swash from not the Seaside Bay. What's this from? From the Season of Chic. Okay, now we're going to stamp this 3 times, but we're going to ink it up the first time. Make sure it's nicely covered. And I'm just going to stamp it on my paper here to see how dark it is. It isn't terribly dark. Okay, so I think we're going to go with it for the first colour, first swash. And we're just going to put it across the top of the card, press that down lightly and pick it up, and you get a nice swash. We're dipping it back into the same ink pad, but this time we're going to stamp it off once and then put it on the card. And then we're going to use the 3rd stamp. The 3rd time we're going to use the same stamp, and we get a much lighter colour there. And that's the effect we're going for. So we're going to close. Oh, before we close that up, we're going to take just a piece of sponge. We're going to dab it into the ink pad, and we're just going to soften the edges of this piece of card here, just so that it blends in a little better when we put it onto the piece of Highland Heather for the card front. And I'm just going along the edges lightly with the sponge. You really can barely see it, but then I'm just going to brush a little bit into all of the 4 corners, just to sort of round it out. There. Now, as I say, you probably can't even see the colour on there hardly, but it is there just like sort of right around the edges. So then we're going to take the Gorgeous Grape stamp pad, and we've got the flower, this beautiful flower from the Quiet Meadow set, and we're going to ink that up, and we're going to use this full strength because we want it to be a bit darker than the Highland Heather, and we want it to stand out. Just got some on my finger there. Take that off. I'm just looking around the edge of the stamp to make sure I haven't touched the edge of the stamp into the ink pad, and I'm just going to stamp it down right here like that. Nice firm impression. There it is, it's lovely. And then we've got a sentiment stamp which just says Heartfelt Sympathy, and that I think is from the Seaside Bee. Ink that up nicely. Down at the bottom of the card. There. Close up the ink pad. That's it for stamping. We're going to mount this on here. Now this is where you can sort of pick up a little bit of the ink that went around the outside, and you can see it. We're just going to put this piece on here. Eighth of an inch all the way around. There. And then we're going to put this on the piece of basic white card. I'm just not getting good adhesive today. This is going here. Again, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. A tug to straighten it up. And then we're just going to take a little butterfly, and we're going to pop them on the card just there. And there it is. That's it. That's your card for this morning. Quick, simple and pretty. And I think it certainly does the job for a nice sympathy card. So while I've got them face down on the desk, I'm going to show you the 3 I made, because I've had a play with colours this morning. And we've got, let me see, can I move them up? Yes. This one here was Soft Sea Foam and Garden Green. And then we've got Balmy Blue over here with Pretty Peacock. And we have the Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather in the middle. So 3 colour combinations, all the same card, just makes a quick, pretty sympathy card. There it is. And as always, if you sell your cards, please put the Stampin' Up Angel stamp on, which just says all the supplies were used to make the cards were Stampin' Up supplies. If you want to copy and share this card, feel free to do so. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Bye.